speaking of edgelords complaining on the internet, I know you're a big Masters of the Universe guy. What do you think about the response to the new Kevin Smith show?
Fabricated. I mean, it's you know, it's there's this whole thing now where like you can be known or famous for just hating stuff, which is not a personality, right? Just like hating things is not interesting. It doesn't make you unique. It doesn't make you anything. But because algorithms are dictated by, this sort of reaction, this emotional reaction, anger is one of those things, and it happens to fuel an entire industry of people who really have nothing to say except to just complain about things. And so, it they wait for these kind of things, right? So like, it doesn't matter what they did with this cartoon, those guys would have complained. That's what they do. And then a bunch of people who got scammed would give them money for some fundraiser or Kickstarter or GoFundMe or whatever, because they're like, these people express my anger. Oh gosh, they're my people, and they're like, no, they're just grifters. They don't give a shit about anything. It's just a sad ecosystem. But I think the bummer is how easy it is to pay attention to those people when there isn't that many of them, and they don't do anything valuable. So like, I don't know why we keep if we just didn't acknowledge them, they would go away. So like I did a commentary with the podcast Word Balloon on this new show just a couple nights ago, and I'll answer questions about it, but I'm not going to give attention to just here's I'm angry about this. Like a lot of these people, they didn't watch, and they've never watched Team, or they watched them when they were kids, and they didn't watch the 2000 episodes, or they didn't read the comics. There's nothing new in particular. I mean, the new show is great, but there's nothing that hasn't been at least explored in some way before. Of course there is. There's 40 years of He-Man stories, right? It's like most of this has been done to some degree, and they didn't bitch about it then. So it's just fabricated. It's made up.
Yeah, I've kind of had the same feeling about a lot of the response to the Star Wars sequel trilogy, where it feels like it's a lot of people who to some extent go into these new sequels to things or new versions of things expecting to feel the same as they did when they first saw a thing at like age 8.
Yeah.
But you can't put that genie back in the bottle, and it's never going to have you react the same way again. And they just find something to try to complain about and say that that's what made it different.
Yeah, and whenever I hear complaints about kids stuff, if you're a 4-year-old guy and you're like, "New She-Ra, I hate it," like, okay, well then, how about you watch some films made for adults, like, or read a comic that is actually aimed at you? Like, maybe that's what you need to do. And I kept, a bunch of great films came out last week that I felt kind of went under the wire. There's a movie called Pig with Nicolas Cage, which is great. And so it's like, well, just shut up and watch Pig. Like this, then shut up. Watch something, support art made for adults then. It just, that kind of just, again, but that won't get them the points they want. That won't get them the attention. That doesn't get them the clicks. And YouTube is a, a very bad platform because it does make all of its money off anger, pretty much.